Hey you guys, today I want to take a look at the secret movie from Kingdom Hearts 1. In the ending of the new Melody of Memory game, they talked about the other side, a world of unreality. Since this world is Quadratum, a world Yozora is supposedly from, this immediately made me think of another side, another story, the secret movie of Kingdom Hearts 1. Obviously this movie references Kingdom Hearts 2 and 358 over 2 days, but I thought it'd be fun to do a breakdown while also trying to draw some parallels to Melody of Memory in this video. Again, I want to preface this video by saying yes, I know this was a concept for Kingdom Hearts 2, and we may never have connections or answers for these ideas. The cutscene opens with the crossroads we see from Chain of Memories. I believe this is the same crossroads where Diz confronts Riku about what path he will take. The words utter silence appear on screen, and what do we see at the end of Melody of Memory? A silent Sora, unable to communicate because he was in another world. We then see the bottle that Kairi used to send a note to Sora in Kingdom Hearts 2 with 3 lines. A fragmented tale, a world without you, and the eyes will close. This brings to mind so many questions. Is this a nod to Birth by Sleep since 0.2 has the title A Fragmentary Passage, or is it just meant to be referring to the plethora of games to come that would piece together the story of Kingdom Hearts? A world without you immediately makes me think of the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3. The eyes will close could be a reference to sleep, a theme seen a number of times such as with Ven, Dream Drop Distance, or Kairi falling asleep to find Sora. I want to note that this bottle appearing on the shore of the Dark Margin, this area of the Dark Realm, doesn't happen until the ending of Kingdom Hearts 2, though Sora and Riku aren't here to grab it. We then see what is supposed to be Roxas, I believe, walking through this rock and appearing before Xemnas. A white heartless symbol flashes before Roxas appears, which is a little odd. Usually organization members use dark corridors to travel, though I assume this is just supposed to be a cool looking set piece for this scene. A yellow eye can be seen flashing beneath the hood. This, in my opinion, really doesn't look like Roxas. We see a later scene where Roxas' hair can actually be seen. There's also this line of white here which seems to be a piece of clothing. I really wonder if this was maybe supposed to be someone else, like maybe Apprentice Xehanort or even Young Xehanort. The only other time we've seen a yellow flash in the eyes was this scene in Dream Drop Distance, so that's why I think it may be spun to be someone other than Roxas. As he walks forward, the screen changes to static, cutting to the words "something so natural." The screen then cuts to the world that never was, with Roxas walking up to Memory's skyscraper. A quick flash of light shows a strike from Oblivion before cutting to a shot of Near Shadows surrounding Roxas. Oathkeeper and Oblivion can be seen being held by Roxas. The Near Shadows start attacking as he dodges and cuts them down. Text then appears saying the Memory Beyond. It's kind of interesting how memory has been a common theme throughout a lot of Kingdom Hearts. We then get a longer scene of Roxas facing off against the Near Shadows, kicking and slicing at them as they jump towards him. Right before the scene changes, we can see Memory Skyscraper's screens having Kairi on them. Roxas jumps into the air, slicing at Near Shadows before throwing Oathkeeper out in a strike rate attack. He lands at the base of the tower. The words "something so simple" flash on screen before showing Riku with a blindfold tied around his head. Roxas starts climbing the building, clearing the Near Shadows out in front of him. Numbers start counting down from 13, probably referencing Organization 13, with text accompanying them. The text says, "Where's Sora? We must find him." Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Roxas throws Oblivion at Riku, hitting Near Shadows that seem to burst into water. This may just be due to the lighting, but I found it interesting that it looks like they're made of water, like they're from the final world or something. I know, a huge stretch, really think it's just lighting, but I did want to point it out. The number 12 then reveals the text Ansem's other report, a creation born of ignorance. I assume this refers to either Nobodies or the emblem Heartless. Riku catches the spinning Oblivion, and the number 11 appears, and the text behind the door does not equal the door to the light. A door to the light was briefly talked about in Kingdom Hearts 1, where Mickey tells Sora that there will always be a door to the light. I'm not really sure what this text was supposed to mean. Maybe this is saying that behind the door to darkness, where Kingdom Hearts was, is not the door to the light. As Roxas and Riku meet at the center of the big screen, the number 10 appears and text saying, "The secret place, his voice that's left me, and this time I'll fight." I want to make a quick note that for some reason Roxas here is dual wielding both the Oathkeeper and Kingdom Key D. Not sure what they were going to try to do with that, since we did see at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1 that Mickey had that keyblade. We also see later that Mickey has the regular Kingdom Key for whatever reason. You can tell because there's a blue stripe here, not a red one. Very odd. I'm not sure what they were trying to mean by this, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. Obviously, the secret place refers to the cove in Kingdom Hearts 1, with the last 2 lines being references to Kingdom Hearts 2. Kairi ends up forgetting Sora and what his voice sounds like, and the last quote is when she gets a keyblade for the first time. I want this to be about Sora's voice not reaching her in Melody of Memory, but this has already been pretty much confirmed to be about Kingdom Hearts 2. As Riku and Roxas move past each other and Roxas turns around to follow, the text moves back to 11, before moving down through 9, showing the text "A world between equals a forgotten world, the Gathering." This part that flashes on screen here is actually from the original movie. The realm between is supposedly where the worlds of Traverse Town, Castle Oblivion, Twilight Town, and the world that never was reside. With the words The Gathering appearing, this makes me think of the Keyblade Graveyard cutscene at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. 8 appears next and has the text The Third Enemy, Nobody. Who is Nobody, you ask? They are the non-existent. Is this the third enemy though? Aren't there only Heartless at this point? What would the second enemy be? If you know, let me know down below. There are 2 branching paths from here that we can see. Sora appears on screen for a brief moment before the path moves right, and a 7 appears with the text Endless. What took you so long, Kairi? And can we do it against that? The first quote is something Axel says when he first meets Kairi, but I don't believe the second quote ever happened. We then see some scenes from the opening of Kingdom Hearts 1 before we move back to the Dark Margin with the 2 cloaked figures. A quick flash of text shows the line Heartless, "We have come for you, my liege, and you are the source of all Heartless." "We have come for you, my liege" is a line that the Nobodies say to Roxas when they find him, and the second quote is during Xemnas and Diz's confrontation at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. The 6th number shows the 13th Order, which is probably an early idea for Organization 13. Then the lines Metamorphosis appear with Sora, Sora why? And Your Highness, but why? In the background, we can actually see the older Kairi concept from the original Kingdom Hearts 1 secret movie. This shooting star falling meteor probably references Sora falling through the sky. With the number 5 appears text saying, "Change the third key." This idea of a third key appears at the end of Melody of Memory, the one that would lead to Sora. There is also the concept of 3 kinds of keys referenced in the secret reports of Birth by Sleep. These are the keys of heart, keys of light, and keys of darkness. The text then shoots back up to the 11th position, showing another branching path. This moves down to the number 4, showing the end of the world. What is this place? Is this the answer you've been looking for? This is the world in its true form, and maybe our journey meant nothing after all. The end of the world is the final world at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, which I believe is to be either an early concept of the final world, or a final world for the Hearts of Worlds. What is this place is a quote from Kairi when she is in betwixt and between, a corridor to the world that never was. Is this the answer you're looking for? Is a quote from Answer the Wise at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. The "This is the world in its true form" quote is not one I've heard before. Could this be a reference to this world talked about in Melody of Memory where light and darkness are not at war? The last quote is another I haven't heard before. It could be the sentiments of Sora at a number of times throughout his journeys. Number 3 then appears showing the word paradise and "will go together," a line Sora tells Riku as they leave the realm of darkness, and also a line Final Xemnas uses as well. We then get these shots of the 2 hooded figures on either side and Roxas and Riku. This again makes me think that the hooded figure with the yellow eye is not Roxas, since I don't believe they would show, the same character twice on screen. The number 2 appears on screen before Mickey flips forward. The text on screen says, "I went to see him." The other hooded figure says, "He looks just like you." The last line is, "Everything is coming back to me, the true." Of course, this is supposed to be referencing the events of 358 over 2 days, and how Roxas realizes who and what he is. But I still am so thrown off by the yellow eye, and how he doesn't have the blonde hair showing. Part of me wants this to be spun as young Xehanort meeting the Master Masters, but I highly doubt it. And that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys found this interesting. There wasn't as many connections to Melody of Memory as I was expecting, but it was still fun to look through this secret movie and see what made it into Kingdom Hearts 2 and what didn't. Hopefully we'll see some of the things that didn't appear possibly in the future. I also wanted to make this so that all these lines and quotes could be pieced together so that we could clearly see what they all reference to. Anyways, thank you to my patrons who support me. Their names will be on screen right now. If you want to see my breakdowns early, or schedule the breakdowns I want to do for each month, head over to my Patreon. If you enjoyed this video, click the card on screen to see my breakdown of the secret movie from Kingdom Hearts 3. Subscribe or share this, and I'll see you in the next video.